So, Keller is here today because he had a question. Keller is, I would say, a little bit newer to comics and that deep lore, but you're a fan of movies and TV shows and stuff like that when it comes along, and it's good.
Yeah.
Just real quick, what is your favorite MCU movie?
Thor Ragnarok.
Number one with a bullet.
Easy.
Number one with a bullet.
Not hard.
I think you're going to like this.
No problems.
I think you're going to like this then. Okay, no problem. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to try and answer a question that might be a little bit appropriate for the season. I'm going to answer a question that you have by going to the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, the 2008 edition. This is one of my favorite resources. And yes, you could go to the internet. You could do it, okay? Nobody's going to get in trouble.
There's nothing like a cut down tree in between your fingers, though.
And you get some more nitty gritty and some more specific stuff. And the fun thing is, this came out in 2008, so already it's outdated, but you're still going to get the bigger picture.
We got a problem with 2008.
Hoping to answer the question. So, Keller, you had a question for me. The other day we were going through this, we were learning about another character, and you came across an entry, and then you had a question. Keller, what is that question?
How does Santa Claus work in the Marvel Universe?
That's right. I'm glad you asked, Keller. Santa Claus is a real character in the Marvel Comics universe. Maybe even in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I think he's a real character in the real universe.
In the real universe. Thank you. Thank you. But we just
North
got...
Pole we're talking to.
Thank you, big man upstairs in the North Pole. We just got a question answered, or rather a thing announced, the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Yeah, Santa Claus is going to be in it. He's got to be in it.
He can't be played by Kurt Russell because he's already
He can't.
Ego.
True. True.
So we'll see.
Unless it turns out Santa Claus was Ego this whole time.
That would be pretty funny if you just had another like Ego clone that was at the North Pole. So
And just super nice.
super, yeah, and as opposed to that mean asshole in that other movie. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to open up to the entry for Santa Claus.
Because he has an entry.
Here it is. I got my little notes here, but there's the
What's
the big
before and
man.
after? We got Sandman.
Before Santa Claus is Sandman, real name William Baker or Flint Marko. And then after Santa Claus is the Santarians.
So we got Santa sandwich between Sandman and the Centurion.
Santarians from Daredevil Comics. So,
wow.
What's cool about this entry is that there actually is some legit historical research done on like the Santa Claus.
The way Santa
myth.
works?
Yeah, the way Santa works. And then there's some real nitty gritty like comic booky type of stuff. So I'm going to read to you first. We can go through some of his basic info, but I want to get through this because this is something I didn't even know until I read this, and whoever wrote this, like, they did the research.
How would you have known?
By doing research. But here it is. 600 years after Myra's end, Myra being, let's see, where is Myra? What is Myra?
Santa Claus's dead wife?
I think it is... No. Myra is when Nicholas's relics were taken by sailors and moved to Bari, Italy in 1087, following the Muslim invasion of Myra, a church was built upon them, inaugurated by Pope Urban II. 600 years after Myra's end, I guess it's a city, the Russian Emperor Vladimir visited Constantinople and heard all the wonderful stories about Bishop Nicholas and decided to make him Russia's patron saint. The stories spread to the Laplands, to the people of the reindeer sleds. In the Netherlands, the name Sint Nicolaas was contracted into Sinterklaas, which inspired the name Santa Claus. The anniversary of Nicholas's death, December 6th, became a time of giving, which over time became linked to Christmas, the December 25th Christian celebration of Jesus Christ's birth. In England, St. Nicholas, or rather his popularity, went underground during the Cromwellian period, which is 1653 to 1658, but resurfaced following the restoration of 1660. I didn't know that. How it was about Santa Claus's death, December 6th, and then it got R.I.P. and then it got kind of merged into December 25th.
And this is all true? Or
yes.
Is this...
We have not gotten into the Marvel stuff yet.
Are you sure?
I'm just giving you
Does
the
that say
basic...
that in there?
Yeah.
Because they make up history all the time.
You're right. So
they're like, actually, mutants built the pyramids.
Yeah. That's true. Oscar Isaac did it. The first time I think this really gets into some heavy-duty Marvel stuff
Heavy-devy
is right here. Another source details Santa Claus as a derivation of the Asgardian allfather, Odin.
Oh.
Centuries ago,
son.
The fisherman Sigurd's ship was caught in a fierce storm while returning with provisions for his home village's midwinter's feast. The storm blotted out the stars, and Sigurd and his sailors could not navigate their way home. Sigurd's wife, Sia, prayed to Odin to help her husband. At the same time, the Asgardian troll Grylak the Greater, who had summoned a giant asteroid towards the city of Asgard, home of the gods.
But also, is this Norse lore or is this comic books?
I think
Odin's real.
I think it's Norse lore, but there is a picture here that I'm going to show you here in a second when we get to it. So this guy, this troll, Grylak the Greater, had summoned a giant asteroid to try to hit Asgard. Demanded Odin surrender Asgard to him or risk its destruction. Odin commanded his son, Thor, Chris Hemsworth, stay his hand against Grylak and instead gather a quantity of Asgard's finest foods, wines, and linens. At a moment predetermined by Odin, Thor hurled his magic hammer, Mjolnir, and destroyed the asteroid, and the resultant energies formed a brilliant flash of light, which appeared as a bright star in the sky that guided Sigurd and his sailors home. Meanwhile, Sia heard an odd sound and rushed to the hearth, where she saw a man in furs holding a massive bundle.
What?
The man vanished in a flash of light, leaving behind meat and fine gifts. Sigurd returned a moment after they discovered the gifts. Sia and Sigurd looked outside and saw Odin, in furs, riding a sleigh driven by 2 flying rams, or more likely his goats, Tooth Gnasher and Tooth Grinder.
Of course.
Odin cried, "A good midwinter to all, and to all a good life."
Okay, so that's definitely comics.
And there's a picture here of Odin sporting like a blue Santa's gear.
Okay.
So, is Santa Claus Odin?
No. Odin's not that nice, as we learned in Thor Ragnarok. He wouldn't have done that.
You're absolutely right. So then this gets a little bit more, I think, real, but kind of interesting. Santa Claus
Odin was
is
just doing a riff.
Because we heard a little bit about like the Russian myth, and then like the Christian, how it was happening in England.
Well, it started
and
in Turkey.
You're
This is
absolutely
just
right.
my Santa Claus knowledge. Otherwise,
Yeah. Apparently, St. Nicholas was born in 4th century Lycia near the coast of Asia Minor in what is now Turkey.
I'm on here because I'm a Santa Claus scholar. Otherwise,
Very nice, very nice. Listen to this. Santa Claus's precise origins are unrevealed, but he's actually a magical being composed of elements of the various beings described above. Humanity's collective beliefs in these legendary figures merged with spiritual energy,
Rise of the Guardians.
and aspects of the beings themselves gave him form as a manifestation of the spirit of giving associated with Christmas and other such holidays. Some say Santa Claus's existence is predicated on children's faith in him being real. Originally based in Korvatunturi, Lapland, or Finland's eastern frontier, Santa Claus rode a horse to deliver his gifts. At some point, he took a wife and established a workshop in the North Pole. Described by some as a jolly old elf, Santa assembled a team of dedicated true elves, most of whom were descended from the light elves of Alfheim, a realm associated with Asgard,
Of course.
who constructed toys all year round. On Christmas Eve, Santa Claus magically fills a dimensionally limitless sack with toys and travels the planet via his sleigh, driven by 8 flying reindeer, delivering the toys to good boys and girls, bending the laws of space and time to accomplish the feat.
Proud girls and boys.
Yeah, proud little girls and boys. Bending the laws of space and time to accomplish the feat over the course of one night. Santa Claus magically slips down the chimneys or uses magic passkeys to enter apartments and delivers the toys around a tree or in
Magic
stockings.
passkeys.
Magic. He can he's just breaking and entering. Magically, yes. Delivers the
It's called a bobby pin.
delivers the toys around a tree or in stockings put by the fireplace, often taking the time to enjoy cookies and milk left for him by the children and or their parents. In a variety of different forms and known by numerous names, Santa Claus performs similar deeds across Earth. In some cultures, he is sometimes accompanied by Knecht Ruprecht or Black Peter, who punishes bad children.
Oh,
French women sometimes prayed to him for husbands. He supposedly inherited some of his magic from Melchior, one of the 3 kings of Bethlehem. His horse, reindeer, and elves are all allegedly gifts from Odin. Odin's goats, Tooth Gnasher and Tooth Grinder, later gifted to Thor, and his 8-legged horse, Sleipnir, are all likely the inspiration for these.
8-legged horse?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Anthony Hopkins did ride that really briefly in the first Thor movie when he first
Really?
shows up. When he first shows up to, I think it's God, what was it? What's the
It's a
realm?
spider horse?
Yeah, he goes, and there's like a bunch of 8 legs, and Thor's like, "Father, we can do it," and he's like, "No, boy." That
I don't remember.
Well, we're gonna.
Oh, I
rewatch-
think I do. I remember the moment. I don't remember the 8-legged horse.
It's weird. It's weird. They
Spider
kind of
horse.
played it down. By some accounts, Santa Claus and Father Christmas are separate beings, though they may share similar magical origins. So that is pretty much like the explanation for Santa.
We haven't even. That's barely the Marvel one, but
you
also.
want some fun Marvel stuff?
I guess.
Okay, so this is so far how
I'm
Santa...
trying to separate it in my mind right now.
Separate what?
What is
It's all the same,
fake
baby.
real
It's all
and
the
what
same.
is Marvel real?
It's all the same.
Okay.
Who's to say that Marvel, the universe, is not an actual universe somewhere that we are somehow psychically...
Again,
just-
I want to know how many comic books have Jesus Christ in them. And
So
not
here's-
Bible comic books.
Here's a fun one that gets a little bit...
Bible the graphic novel.
interacting with Marvel stuff, okay? In December 1943, Nazi dictator Adolf Hitler
Piece of shit.
had Santa Claus
Known piece of
captured
shit.
to destroy the USA's morale. But U.S. President Franklin Roosevelt sent Sergeant Nick Fury, Captain America Steve Rogers, and Bucky James Barnes to rescue him on Christmas Day. So that adventure happened.
Captain America saved Christmas.
Yeah, with Nick Fury and Bucky.
No, Captain America did it.
Okay, fair enough. It's wild that Adolf Hitler
Nick Fury's a
did
bureaucrat.
that he tried to do that.
It checks out.
Yeah.
Based off of what I've learned from the first Avenger.
Yeah.
It's like, you tried some crazy shit, dude.
Yeah. Hitler cared about trinkets in the desert, but also, I guess, capturing Santa
Claus.
On another December 24th...
You hit it at all fronts.
This is in recent years. That was in the 40s. This is in recent years. On another December 24th, Cerebro, the X-Men's mutant detecting computer, detected, quote, the most powerful mutant ever registered in New York's Rockefeller Center. The being
God
was also detected by the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, which included Unis the Untouchable, Blob, Toad, and
So was he up at the
Mastermind.
North Pole able to block Cerebro?
That's a great
Is there
question.
magic that blocks Cerebro?
That's a really great question. So
It's a giant
the
Magneto
Brotherhood
helmet.
sought out this mutant, resulting in a skirmish with the X-Men. This ended when Santa briefly transformed the Brotherhood into inanimate toys, teleported the X-Men away, erased both groups' memories of his involvement, and then gifted the city with snowfall, the first white Christmas in years in New
I'm
York City.
pretty sure that's a X-Men movie. That happens.
We should make an X-Men Christmas special. More recently, a criminal scam artist working as a mall Santa asked children where they lived so he could deliver their presents. He then later appeared at their windows dressed as Santa, duping the children into letting him in, after which he would loot their house. Spider-Man, Peter Parker, eventually encountered the thief, who fled to the roof where the real Santa Claus, angry at this misuse of his identity, scared the thief into giving up crime before Spider-Man arrived.
How did Santa scare this man?
I'm glad you asked, Keller.
In what way did he intimidate this?
If we go to
Mall
the
Santa.
powers or abilities and accessories, first of all, he's 6 foot, but that's variable. 250 pounds, that's variable.
Yeah, because he's got to get down those chimneys.
Blue
gotta
eyes,
use those pesky.
variable. White hair, balding, but it's variable. Do you want to know something interesting about this?
Yes.
Though often depicted as Caucasian in appearance, Santa actually appears to most people in their own racial features, though he usually retains his white hair and beard. He radiates a subtle, charismatic, charming effect on people, able to soften hardened hearts and convert criminals. There's your scientific answer.
Those are his superpowers?
Those are some of his
To
abilities.
soften hearts? He's like a microwave?
Because he radiates a subtle, charismatic, charming effect on
Just
people.
defrosting people?
He's the most powerful mutant, apparently.
That's his power, though? Like, I can go down chimneys. I can got a secret pass key.
He's Ted Lasso.
He is Ted Lasso. He could just talk himself into there.
So for a time, going back to the story and sort of like interacting with the Marvel Universe, for a time, Santa used his knowledge of who was naughty and who was nice to become the world's greatest detective as Nick St. Christopher. In this role,
I love that is a mutant power. It's
Right
like,
here.
this dude, not nice. He's naughty.
there's Nick
Wow.
St. Christopher.
It's all red,
Nick St.
plaid
Christopher.
suit.
He looks good.
He does look good. And
in
I
this-
would definitely I would show up on a stormy night and be like, you got to help me.
Yeah. In this role,
Please.
he aided the She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters, in locating evidence for a
Tatiana
murder
Maslany.
investigation. Tatiana Maslany. In locating evidence for a murder investigation. Entranced by the She-Hulk, St. Christopher made a pass at her. But then Mrs. Claus arrived to corral him and to punish She-Hulk by
Oh,
filling her office
my
with reindeer droppings.
God.
That's
That's
how
fucked.
That's how awesome She-Hulk is, but also wildly
What
inappropriate.
the hell, Santa Claus?
Wildly inappropriate for Santa Claus.
Santa, why would you do that?
Before departing, St. Christopher gave She-Hulk a present, telling her to use it on Christmas for something special. When she was later trapped in She-Hulk form, she opened the present, which allowed her to return to her human form to celebrate a normal Christmas evening with her father, Morris Walters.
What was the gift?
I don't know,
What
magic.
did she...
So she could, like...
Oh, just opened up magic?
Go
How do you
back
wrap
to-
magic?
It's a great question. It's a great question.
Next episode on how.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. On how. So then Santa's good nature has proven capable of softening even the hardest of hearts. One year, Santa was injured while visiting Latveria.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
Fuck Santa for
At
not
this
just
point.
fixing everybody.
Yep.
He could have showed up to, like, Hitler's like, I'm going to trap him. And then he got him. He's like,
But then Santa didn't end the war.
yeah, he didn't convert Hitler's heart. All the Nazi guards who got him,
You know how
nice
earlier
as hell now.
I accidentally said he delivers presents to proud little girls and boys? Why
Not
isn't he
those
delivering,
proud.
not the proud boys?
Not those
Why
proud.
isn't he changing those hearts?
That's a good question. Just stand over sleeping children.
Now I'm
and
more mad at
change their-
Santa. Now I'm mad at him.
I didn't think this was going to happen.
Yeah.
You've turned me
So-
against Santa.
One year he was injured while visiting Latveria, and monarch Victor von Doom, or perhaps one of his
fake country. So.
one of his lifelike Doombots, replaced Santa in delivering toys that year.
You hate to see it.
And
That's
listen to this.
just like the Santa Claus 2.
Not the first time it's happened. Madman Dr. Octopus, Otto Octavius, Alfred Molina, once took over Santa's workshop, imprisoned Claus, and forced his elves to create deadly toys that would be sent out to injured children. Scott Lang's daughter, Cassie,
Yeah.
Ant-Man's daughter, received one of these toys.
be
Destroying
seen.
the toy, Lang, as Ant-Man, traveled to the North Pole to investigate. Discovering Dr. Octopus's role in the affair, Lang shrank him down so they were the same size and then battled him. During their struggle, Santa Claus managed to free himself and used his powers to restore both Ant-Man and Dr. Octopus to normal size. Dr. Octopus attempted to escape, but Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer stopped him.
Praise Christ.
Octopus then agreed to help Santa Claus load up his sleigh, and Santa Claus used his powers to shrink the load down.
Yeah.
Why
It
not?
honestly makes sense.
It makes sense.
Now that we get into the nitty gritty of it, it makes sense, and I'm not mad at Santa anymore.
Here's the last one. Here's the last story that I remember reading in a comic and thinking.
You've read this
I've
before?
read this story. I can't remember where I read it. It must have been a Marvel holiday special.
Okay.
I will try to figure out where it happened, and then I'll put up a picture right now. Boop. But listen to this story. The robot Ultron 6
Piece of shit.
once used his encephalobeam. Wait, how do you pronounce that word right there?
Encephalobeam.
Thank you. He once used his encephalobeam to force Virginia Hanlon to rebuild him, but as she did, she reprogrammed him to behave like Santa Claus.
Who's Virginia Hanlon?
Just some woman.
Okay.
Now, Santron, it attacked the Avengers and other heroes at Dr. Stephen Strange's Christmas party, but it was ultimately destroyed when it was forced to follow its programming to consume a cookie. Which
Why
was
did
actually,
it try to kill them if it was programmed to be Santa Claus?
I guess we know Santa's a
Santa
little more
hates
sinister,
the Avengers.
apparently, but it was forced to follow its
Sinister
programming
Santa. That's
and
good.
and consume a cookie, which was actually a weapon that disrupted its internal systems.
What an idiot.
And then here's one that's kind of crazy. Listen to this one. This one's nuts. I haven't read this yet, but this is wild. This is in a separate reality, not the Marvel reality.
Oh, thank God.
On Earth 42409, Santa learned
Earth.
on Christmas Eve that all his reindeer had been replaced by scrolls. Desperate to make his deliveries, he asked to borrow the Infinity Gems from the Illuminati, despite Black Bolt still being miffed that Santa never brought him the speak and spell he wanted. They agreed. Now that's funny because Black Bolt does not speak
That is.
from the Inhumans.
That's a good joke. Someone was doing comedy bits when they did this one.
Yes, this.
How
may
many
have been-
people tried to work Santa in sincerely? They're like, Christmas is coming up, guys.
I don't know.
We
That's a
fucking
great question.
gotta add Santa.
I feel like most of these stories are not sincere.
That person's in on the joke.
I didn't even talk about the weird Howard the Duck adventure because I'm like, this is too weird. But
That's
I
too
feel
weird.
Like most of them are not sincere. So he was still miffed, Black Bolt, right? But the Illuminati, which is a group that he's a part of, they agreed. But Santa had an
Not
adverse.
like the Illuminati.
No, it's the
I'd be
Marvel Illuminati.
bummed if Santa was a part of the Illuminati too.
Who knows? Who knows? But listen to this. This is wild. Santa had an adverse megalomaniacal reaction to wearing the Infinity Gauntlet. The Illuminati battled him to no avail, their energy attacks bouncing off force fields Santa generated until Submariner threw a snowball that struck Santa in the face, knocking him over and causing the gauntlet to slip off his hand. Santa's normal, amiable demeanor was restored, and he had no memories of what happened. Luckily, and somewhat bizarrely, as his fellow Illuminati pointed out, Iron Man happened to have a herd of flying robotic reindeer available and lent them to Santa to complete
That
his
dude
deliveries.
builds everything.
He does, including, I guess, robotic reindeer. So the last thing that's kind of fun... That,
He just did that thing like he does when he saves Peter Parker. He's like, Eject. So.
Yeah, robot reindeers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eject 1225.
So I am going to ask you before we wrap up, and I just want to go over his powers and stuff real quick. But I'm going to ask you, out of all of those things I just talked about, what would you most like to see in the MCU?
I would like to see.
Is it Ultron? Is it She-Hulk? Him hitting on She-Hulk? Is it Spider-Man encountering?
I don't
a
want
thief?
Santron.
Okay.
Because we've dealt with Ultron already.
You don't want James Spader to come back and be like, ho, ho, ho.
I do want that, but also I don't see how we can make it narratively make sense.
I guess we'll see with the Guardians Holiday Special. Hold on to this.
He should have been in Iron Man 3.
I forgot to do something. Hold on to that because I want to go over his powers, but I want to grab the book that explains, again, that power grid. So hang on one sec because I'm pretty sure it's right here. Hang on.
Oh my God. Asterisk, Santa Claus is a teleporter.
I know. Wait. I know. Here we go.
Double asterisk, green bar indicates strength during Christmas Eve.
Dang it. Where's the book that explains?
Oh my God.
Here we go. I got it. So what is Santa Claus's, according to that power chart, what is the number for his intelligence?
He's 3.
That's learned.
He's a learned man.
Mm-hmm. What's his strength?
I think that's because Santa's humble, and he won't really let on to how much he knows. Considering he knows if every person is naughty and or nice, he knows if the Avengers are naughty or nice.
Maybe that should be omniscient, right? Maybe that should be a 7.
Yeah, right?
It's weird.
Like, give him a little more.
What's his strength?
Strength is a 2.
Which is normal. He's able to lift.
And then a 4.
Why is it a 4?
It's 2 red. It's only a 4 during Christmas Eve. He gets the Eve boost.
So 2 is normal, which means he's able to lift over his own body weight and up to twice his own body weight.
He gets so fucking jacked.
But then 4, superhuman. He's able to lift over 800 pounds, up to 25 tons, which is wild. What is his speed?
His speed, it's a 2.
Normal. What's his durability?
But also, it's a 7.
Ooh, warp speed.
Because he's a teleporter.
Because he's a teleporter. Warp speed, transcending light speed, or a teleporter, which is instantaneous travel. What is his durability?
Only 3.
Which is enhanced.
Enhanced.
So that's the ability to resist or recover
strength
from bodily injury. The durability is how well can you
His
recover?
durability should probably go up on Christmas Eve as well.
Right. It should be like 7 on Christmas Eve.
If strength goes up, then his durability goes up.
You can get shot in the face on Christmas Eve and just be like, no.
Try mugging Santa, dude. You're going to get fucked the fuck up, dude.
What is his energy projection?
6.
That is able to discharge multiple forms of energy.
What?
I guess the sort of magic and manipulating reality and that little passkey. I don't know. I
feel like he could probably take Scarlet Witch then.
Maybe. What is his fighting ability?
1.
Poor.
He doesn't need to fight. Because apparently he can turn anybody's heart good.
Just the fun thing about this that I forgot to mention in his powers explanation is, let me see if I can find it here. Okay.
He has too much power.
Let's see.
And someone needs to do something about it.
Yeah, he has a lot of magical abilities, but it says here his normal strength is augmented on Christmas Eve to lift 2 tons.
Oh my God.
Santa's full powers are unrevealed, though he prefers not to use them in combat or other struggles.
Yeah, he doesn't need to.
Yeah. While he appears to be a senior, Santa has not physically aged in centuries.
Galactus, remember when you were a child?
This is wild. Yeah, I guess Christmas Eve. So funny.
I don't know if I do get stronger on Christmas Eve. I've never checked.
I know.
Really?
I bet you we all do.
We all need to just start
and here's the last thing,
getting jacked.
Which is a nice little
on
confirmation.
Christmas spirit.
Nice little confirmation for sort of the kids reading at home. Listen to this.
He doesn't have COVID. Anthony Fauci said so. He's immune.
Great. That's really nice. In addition, across America and other places, regular men and women serve as Santa's helpers, meeting with children, learning what they want for Christmas, and passing this information on to Santa himself.
Yeah, so for all you kids out there, mall Santas are just creeps.
They're just helpers that will get that information, but potentially creeps, because also in this story there was like that creep guy.
He's a creep.
Who was like trying to rob kids.
Don't trust mall Santas, but also
that's a lesson.
Mall Santas help Santa.
So that is the answer to the question, how does Santa Claus work in the Marvel Universe? Are you satisfied?
Sure.
Okay. And do you hope to see him in the MCU?
Honestly, I'll be disappointed if he doesn't, because he sounds like a real piece of shit, and the Avengers need to deal with him.
Maybe the biggest next threat after Thanos is
he probably
Santa Claus run amok.
Well, again, he could have changed Thanos' mind. Yeah. he could have been like the whole part where he turns back time to kill Vision.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have happened. Santa would be like, Thanos.
Come on, Thanos. Remember when you were a little boy?
Remember when you were a little boy and I brought you that weird balancing knife?
It was your favorite knife, Thanos, remember? And he'll be like, oh my God, you're right.
I feel bad for destroying half of humanity.
Thanos.
Thanos.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Keller.
Of course.
I am looking forward to the next question and answer. Could be anything. If you guys have any questions about how does Santa Claus work in the Marvel Universe, let us know. Drop them in the comments below. And
we have the answers.
We have the answers, or we'll make them up. And other than that, I guess we'll see you next time. Bye.
Happy holidays. Happy Honda Days.
And happy Honda Days. And Merry Toyota-thon.
God bless us, everyone.
To us all.